It's a great privilege to be here. My hat is off to the Women's Intercultural Network for all the great work you do, the conversations you have, breaking from my comments where I walked in and I was hearing, and can you imagine if I said this in my workplace to most of the people I work with? Don't be a dick, be a Jane. Someone said that. Someone, as soon as I walked in, the beautiful lady in the back said that, and I said, this is my kind of crowd. But how would that go over in the San Francisco Fire Department? I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm gonna try it. Thank you, and thank you to Marilyn. She has been a friend and supporter throughout the years, and I really, really appreciate it. I'm very proud to be serving as San Francisco's fire chief. I entered the San Francisco Fire Department in 1990, and if it wasn't for the great sacrifices that my parents made, I'm the youngest of four, neither of them had college educations, and when they got together, they said, when we have a family, we'll do everything we can to make sure all four of our children have college educations, and they did. So I graduated from the University of Santa Clara in 1986, played a lot of sports, so I was big into the team efforts and so forth. My parents were proud of all four of us, and you can only imagine in 1988 when I said, Mom, Dad, I'm grateful for that degree in business administration, finance, but the fire department's hiring and they're trying to diversify their ranks. I want to be a firefighter. And they said to me that, you know, we will do whatever we can to support you. I can honestly say they were very supportive, very skeptical as well, for mainly three different reasons. One, it's very dangerous. We're concerned about you. Two, there's not many people that look like you on the job, so how's that going to work? And three, because they made the sacrifice, they said it's considered blue-collar work, and we were expecting you to do something a little bit different. But I can honestly say, if it wasn't for them, I may not have continued on the journey. And it's been an incredible journey, starting in 1990, and then in 2004, after getting appointed to lieutenant, captain, and Assistant Deputy Chief Gavin Newsom, then mayor, now lieutenant governor, appointed me to be chief of department. In January of next year, which is the fire department's 150th year, I will have 12 years serving as chief of the San Francisco Fire Department. It has been very rewarding. It's also been very challenging, particularly my last year. I've been challenged. I've had to make some tough decisions. I stand by all of them. They're not always popular, but it's the right thing to do on some of the tougher decisions I've made. A couple of things I just wanted to share, and this is very interesting conversation, so I won't go on too much longer, but just when people are talking about women's leadership styles versus men's, as you know, 2004 was a pretty big year. Then Mayor Newsom did quite a few things in terms of marriage equality, moving that forward. He appointed me as San Francisco's fire chief. He appointed Heather Fong as San Francisco's police chief. Monique Moyer became port director. Kamala Harris was our district attorney. So in a post-9/11 environment, I was working with Chief Fong, and I said, you know, we're doing a lot of the same training. It was WMD, Weapons of Mass Destruction training. And I said, what do you think about putting the classrooms together? Instead of 40 police officers and 40 firefighters, merging them, 20 and 20, getting to know our public safety partners. And she said, great idea. So we decided to have lunch. Remember, we went to a Chinese restaurant. We invited our command staff, and the command staff was very skeptical. They said, what do you think they want? What are they doing? And this Chinese buffet lunch. And we said we wanted to get together because we wanted to combine training with members, and so they get to know each other in a non-emergency environment. And since that time, it's worked really well. Any chance we can do that, we continue to train, even though there's been, after Chief Fong, Chief Gascon, and Chief Sir, we sort of planted the seed that it's a good thing in a classroom environment to get to know one another because we're going to be working together under difficult conditions. So I applaud Chief Fong for working with me on that and all the good work that she's done. The other thing is big about partnerships, and I think women in general are more collaborative. It comes a little bit more natural. And I know Dr. Marase is here, not only with the Commission on the Status of Women leading that department, but her good work with the school district. And just recently, we've partnered with the American Heart Association and the Unified School District to go in and make sure, and it's difficult because I know every hour counts in terms of the high school graduation curriculum. But one of the things I feel very strongly about is making sure that we can get as many people in our community, and we have a very engaged community, involved. And so we have now had, as part of the curriculum, agreed to incorporate CPR hands-only, compressions-only training so that every ninth grader will get that this year. And in order to graduate, you will have to have had that. So it's, again, good collaboration. Similarly, Dr. Marase and the school board, we have also had firefighters going into our schools for a number of years to talk about fire safety education. We feel very strongly that we can teach the child, and then the child can go home and then educate their family and their parent, oftentimes in another language. And so we're memorializing that as well with the Unified School District. And for me, I'm 51 years old. I grew up I was born on leap year in 1964. And for younger women today, it's still not equal, but it is better than when I was growing up. And never would I have seen a female firefighter walk into my classroom when I was in grammar school or high school. So we're really seeing a difference in that we're able to go in, men, women, various ethnicities, going in and sort of planting the seed about being good citizens and keeping yourselves fire safe and medically safe. But also, we may influence a young boy or young girl in that classroom to become a firefighter one day. And I think our best advertising tool in the San Francisco Fire Department is the people that you see on the engines and the trucks. And on Monday, we had a holiday. I was walking along the beach, along the Great Highway with my sister, and one of the engines was there. It was a crowded day. It was really warm weather, and there was a fire engine there. And I was just really pleased to see, and I don't think you'd see it in any city in America. Fire engine is 1 officer and 3 firefighters. And on that particular day on Monday, during the week, there was 4 females on the engine. And my sister said to me, she said, I don't think you'd ever see that. And I agree, and I'm very proud of that, because in the day, I think people used to think that firefighters, everyone would be 6'4", very manly, muscular. And I've seen time after 25 years in this business, how everyone brings a strength to the team. Oftentimes we're doing rescues, sometimes in confined spaces. It's the smaller statured person, whether it's a woman or a man, that's more agile and can get the job done in that particular situation. So I think we're blessed to be living in a place like San Francisco where we do have diversity. It's not only tolerated, but it's embraced, and certainly it's done so in the San Francisco Fire Department. I also liked what someone said earlier about stretching yourself, taking risks if needed, making sure they're calculated risks, but also if you don't go for something that's a little bit beyond you, you may never know what you can accomplish. And I know that sometimes my father, who passed away 5 years ago, said to me, if you really want something, go for it, and don't ever get discouraged, because if you buy into someone that's discouraging you, they win and you don't. So again, I'm honored very much. Thank you to Marilyn and to Wynn. Thank you for this beautiful handcrafted award, and congratulations to all of the other awardees today, and thank you for what each and every one of you do.